Communications for the borough. Oh, thank you for recording. All right, communicate well, Vincent.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Well, hello and good morning, everyone. My name is Vincent Miles Jr., and I am the Public Affairs Representative for Coatesville again. For Juneteenth, we have a lot of exciting things coming. One of them being, I think our last conversation last month is the grave site that's down on Bailey Road off of Westchester Road. I think that's going to be exciting. I want to kind of see if we could collaborate with other members throughout the county to see if we could get this thing on the national registry somehow. And yeah, do some exciting things with that project.
Okay. How about we'll go around and do quick intros and then we'll come back to the collaboration in the projects overall, okay, sir?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, but I have a feeling that Lynn Sinclair from Kennett next can introduce herself and she might be able to help you out.
Okay, I'm Lynn Sinclair. I'm from the Kennett Heritage Center. Kennett Borough doesn't have, since 2015, hasn't had a historical commission. I've taken upon myself to start this little museum and to continue preserving Kennett's history. And we've been involved with Juneteenth celebrations, I think, since 2017.
Thank you, Lynn. We'll come back to it in momentarily. And I see Carol Weaver. Can you introduce yourself after you're done coughing there? Bless you.
Okay, thank you. I'm Carol Weaver. I'm a member of the Westchester NAACP and a member of the Westchester 2023 Juneteenth Planning Committee. And I'm excited to be here. And hello, everyone.
And can you talk about SEBA? Because you never introduced that one.
That's true. I'm also the one of the founders and directors of SEBA Enrichment Academy. And SEBA Enrichment Academy is actually an enrichment program for the study of African and African American history and culture. This weekend, we've got a group of our members, adults and students who will be attending the Thurgood Marshall performance at People's Light. But what we do is we give history and enrichment activities for youth through adults about the history of African Americans and also the history of Westchester. We are branching off. I'm branching off into a solo branch of it. It is called the Enrichment Program. That will be a program that will be able to provide an overview and enrichment activities for our shared history of people in the United States. So the SEBA Enrichment Academy is under the umbrella of St. Paul's Baptist Church. And we've been in existence since 2018. And we've been offering full programs and also online learning and independent programs for anyone who is interested in learning more about Black history.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. I'm glad I didn't realize you were doing young adults as well now.
Oh, God, yes. We've been doing adult for the last 3 years. And if you're interested in any of the programs we offer, you can just Google SEBAenrichmentacademy.com and you can visit our website and also see our online classes as well.
Excellent. Thank you. Will do.
Thank you.
Okay. And who else? Michael Hahn, Kennett Flash. Can you introduce yourself, sir?
Yes, indeed. I am Michael Hahn. I'm the executive director at the Kennett Flash, the music venue in downtown Kennett Square.
Welcome, sir. I hope you're having a good first year on the job.
Yes, so far so crazy.
Now I see some folks who don't have their photos up. So Keith, I think you're unmuted. Could you introduce yourself, Keith Perez?
I think I could.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, everybody. Hey, how's everyone doing? Keith Perez, Orion Communities, Phoenixville Juneteenth Committee.
We're just doing intros and then we'll go around and figure out what's going on for Juneteenth. So Teresa from Black Light Projects.
Yep. Hi, I'm Teresa Thornton. I'm president of Black Light Projects. We're a local nonprofit that documents and highlights Phoenixville's local history makers. So Carol, I want to talk to you for sure. And I'm on the Juneteenth Planning Committee for Phoenixville.
Nice. Thank you. And I see Edwina Johnson is on the call. Edwina?
Hello, forgive me if I don't turn on my camera. I'm currently at home dealing with a mild illness, and so I look kind of a sight. But I am from the United Way of Chester County. I'm in community impact for the United Way. In the past, we've done small sponsorships for the Melton Center over in Westchester. And I do know that Timmy Nelson and Carol Weaver and I are in the process of getting together to discuss the Juneteenth events happening in Westchester this year.
Great. Thank you, Edwina. I hope you're feeling better.
Thank you.
We have Mary Gadzik. Hi, Mary.
Hi, sorry, I'm here on my other screen. I'm Mary Gazdick. I'm the director of the Chester County Library and Hankin Branch. And I've been
A lot of library, Mary. And Kimberly Cook.
Hi, just a concerned citizen, and I do love our library system. I have to add there, Mary.
Very
I'll be
good.
hanging at 2 o'clock today for that paper mulching.
Kimberly, can I ask what part of the Chester County that you reside in? I just try to get a handle on.
Oh, sure. I'm in Downingtown. Downingtown mailing address, but right
Okay.
across the street is Glenmore. So I'm near Hankin Library.
Okay. And have you helped with Juneteenth events, or you're just kind of wondering, how'd you find out about this call?
Just from doing a lot of Zooms, always reading library stuff.
Okay.
Always wanting to learn. I work at FedEx, so I work with a very diverse group of people.
Interesting. So community conversations are going to be good for you too on Mondays or Tuesdays. So we'll get you on that list. And by the way,
I think I
you
probably
have-
have signed up. So one of them I had to miss, but I think I probably have signed up for several of those, and I'm interested in the education that I just heard about it.
Great.
Seba.com.
Yeah, Carol Weaver is at
scribbled that
Seba
down.
Enrichment. SEBA.com, Carol? Oh, you're muted. Can you just unmute yourself, Carol?
I will put it in the chat for everyone.
Oh,
Mhm.
great, thank you.
You're very welcome.
And Stephanie Almanza, could you introduce yourself?
Roots Collective in Kennett Square, with Voices Underground. So just joining to give the update and hear what's going on.
Glad you're here. Thanks, Stephanie. All right, and then we have a Community Foundation staff and advisors. Quick name, rank, and serial number from the newest employee to the most seasoned. Lily.
Hi, I'm Lily Mercado. I am the new Marketing and Outreach Associate. So I'm excited to be working with you all.
You're welcome.
And Lily's going to be our Juneteenth liaison. Paige.
Hi, everyone. I'm Paige Marston. I'm doing communications, analytics, operations, business stuff for the foundation. Very excited to be involved and just here to kind of learn about what this committee does and what the plan is for Juneteenth this year.
So this is Lily's first week on the job and Paige's second week. So that's how close we got. And Timmy Nelson.
Hi, Timmy Nelson, an outreach advisor, and just looking forward to hearing some updates on our plans and how we can all collaborate and hopefully support one another as we move forward to celebrate Juneteenth.
Oh, and just trivial facts, good facts, Kimberly from FedEx. Timmy had an incredible career at UPS. So you guys got some comparing to do, I think. And then Jameson Ludgate calling in from Baltimore, Maryland now.
Yes, hi everyone. I'm Jameson Ludgate, the current marketing director and outreach officer, although this will be my last Juneteenth call because I am finished with the Community Foundation at the end of March because, like Karen mentioned, I just made the move to Baltimore. So I'm excited to be here and to be able to help transition our new hires to, know what's going on with this committee and how we can best support everyone in their Juneteenth celebrations.
And I'm Karen Simmons, the president of the Community Foundation. Our Greater Brandywine Cultural Alliance project was kind of what got these gatherings started because a year ago or so, year and a half ago, people just asked us to start to get folks together who were working on Juneteenth. So we just keep doing that. So thank you for chiming in. Sounds like we have north, south, east, west Chester County represented. So if you don't mind just giving an update on what you're doing in your region for Juneteenth that you know of so far, maybe any areas where you're looking for ideas or help. What we are trying to do is keep the information on a calendar so that when it's all firmed up, we'll work with Voices Underground to get it on the Pennsylvania-wide Juneteenth calendar so that that can help promote it. Plus, if you send your promotional materials to us, Lily will make sure to get them out on our social media sites so we can share them with folks throughout the region as well. So that's our role for today. And why don't we start in Central Chester County? Carol Weaver, do you mind representing Westchester to say what the Westchester Planning Committee is working on for Juneteenth and what's up and what's maybe tentative and confirmed?
Sure. Could you allow me to share the screen?
Who's got the share screen rights? Is that you, Jameson?
I will check. Oh, yes.
Yeah. Leave the woman in Baltimore to share the screen. Go for it.
Yeah, it should be all participants.
Okay.
Okay. All
Go
right.
for it.
I'm ready. Share. Okay, as you can see on the screen.
Yes. Pond of Juneteenth is in front of us.
Yes,
Westchester Pond. I love it.
Our Juneteenth celebration is in front of us. We've decided to begin our celebration on June the 15th, ending it on the actual day of Juneteenth, June 19th. As you can see, we're going to kick off with an art show with quilters from the area that will be displaying African-American quilts, focusing on journeying towards freedom. And that's going to be at the Chester County Art Association. It will start on that day, on the 15th. The open house and reception will start at 5:30, and the display of quilts will remain on display until the 20th of June. In addition to that, we have, if you look down, the family genealogy, which is probably going to be a hybrid event that will be offered by the Chester County History Center. And if you look further, jump in anytime, Karen, if you want to jump in on that. Also, we're having an art event entitled A Message in the Material. That's going to be a collaborative event with the Chester County Libraries located in actually more so located at the Hankin branch and possibly the Exton branch. And it's going to be 3 to 4 sessions where we invite the community in. In fact, Mary, would you like to take the lead on that?
Oh, yeah. And can we do it in more than the 3 libraries, Mary, too?
Well, I'm only in charge of my library and Hankin branch. Timmy, Carol, and Jameson presented to the system libraries, and there was some interest, and I have not had anybody get in touch with me that they want to schedule, but there was a lot of good feedback I got from the people that were at the meeting. So I'm hoping, that's going to come together from some other libraries, but we're going to be doing several sessions at the Hankin branch, just partially because it's easier to get this, they have more space and it's easier to get the space available. And then we're going to do one session here at Exton, and we'll have displays at both libraries at the conclusion of the program. So I'm really excited. I think it's going to be really great. We're just kind of finalizing the dates, and hopefully once we have that all final, I can work with my PR person to get the word out. And for our Maker in Residence program, WHYY on the radio contacted us, and I have that guy's contact information too. And he said anything we're doing that might be of interest, he would be happy to do a piece on. So I'm hoping to get this before him as well to get out the word.
So is this a maker's event, or is it, I'm not clear on whether it's a series of hands-on sorts of things or separate artists, or what is it, community artists, kids, people, what is it?
It's, so Carol has organized the quilters and they're gonna come in, so it's gonna be an educational, conversational and hands-on piece where, people will be able to make their own quilt square. And then, the quilters are going to collect all the quilt squares that the participants make and sew them together into one large quilt that we can put on display in the library for Juneteenth.
So it could be, if each library or any library is going to do it, each library would have their own quilt makers, storytellers, and their own quilt on display.
Yeah,
Interesting. And the theme is going to be sort of the journey towards freedom.
yes, yes.
I like it. So if anybody on in the other areas in Coatesville, Phoenixville, or Kennett wants to do this at their libraries, we could do a county-wide thing if
Yeah.
people are interested.
If any
You know,
of you, like, you can also, maybe send an email to the library director or whatever saying, hey, I heard about this program that they're doing down in Exton and at Hankin, and we would really love to have it here. And sometimes that really helps too, if it comes from the community that they want to see this kind of program come. I'm gonna see some librarians at a different level next week for a creative learning workshop that I'm leading. And so I'm gonna just put it out there to them too as something that that they might want to be a part of, since it'll be youth librarians and librarians involved with makerspace activities in their libraries.
Okay.
yeah, just to add to that quickly, to Mary's point, we did have that meeting with Jameson, Carol and I, and Mary was so gracious to give us some access to the librarians. We got some very positive responses, as she stated. And that was because, if you recall, on our last monthly call, that was an interest that people talked about from the different portions of our county. So to support what Mary just said, also, it'd be great if you could reach out to your local librarians if you're interested in doing this. They are aware. So if you reach out to them and bring it to their attention, and if we need to do anything further, we're happy to talk again. But if you would just touch base with your local librarians to see if there's an interest.
Yeah, so all the directors should be aware, because the meeting we had was all the directors from the Chester County Library. So yeah, reaching out to the director and just sort of being like, hey, I caught wind of this, might be a thing. We'd like to have it. I think it really helps a lot.
Okay.
I will definitely reach out to Phoenixville's library.
Great.
Thank you, Teresa. And I see Ken is already on the phone with somebody, so it could be the library right now if we're lucky. Sorry, I couldn't help that. Lynn, Michael, what do you think about the Kennett Library?
I don't know.
Well,
They got Amanda, Mary, and Joe have their hands full with the I Matter Poetry Slam. I don't see why maybe the children's librarian might be interested in it.
Okay. Let's see what we can pose. All right. Vincent, what do you think in Coatesville?
What was the question? I'm sorry.
Can we get the libraries involved in Juneteenth planning in Coatesville, the head of the library?
Absolutely.
And this quilt project might be a real easy message to get across.
No, yeah, definitely. I can reach out to our library and so forth.
Yeah, that'd be great. And just, yeah, because Mary Gadzik, she'll know Mary, who's the head of the central. Good. Okay, we'll get there. Who did I miss?
And again, if they have more questions about it, we're happy to answer their questions and direct them to whoever can point them to how the process can work. So, but the key is, I think, is just to, as Mary touched on, just to touch base with your local librarians, your directors, and to see if there's an interest. And if there is, let us know how we can assist.
That'd be great. All right, good idea. Thank you.
You can direct them back to me too. It's fine.
Thank you, Mary.
Yep.
That was a great idea you two cooked up. Thank you. More to come. All right, Carol, I interrupted you because the library.
That's okay. I'm gonna let Timmy take over right now for the history walking tours.
Sure. We've had a number of conversations with the Chester County History Center, and the walking tours are progressing very well. We have our scripts done, we have our routes done, We're in the process now of, we're actually soliciting some tour guides. And we're going to talk with Ann next week again to touch base and see what else she might need done. But I tell you what, the plan for these tours is going to be from 6:15 through 6:18. The first 2 days, we're going to have tours in the morning. We'll get more details to you. But the first 2 days, the 15th and the 16th, we'll have 2 tours on the morning side. On the 17th and 18th, we'll have tours on the PM side. And as we tighten down those timeframes, then we'll make sure we get that out to everyone. But it's a great opportunity to learn about the Underground Railroad activity, the Black history that we have right here in Westchester. This is something that's been in place. It's been in place for a while, but we're trying to highlight it and make people aware that there is some great history right here in Westchester that you can go on a walking tour for about an hour and learn a great deal about Black history and the impact that Westchester had. So we'll get some specific details once you lock down the exact times and forward that to everyone more than likely before the next meeting.
So Timmy, you mentioned that Westchester has always been good at walking tours and history tours. Can you talk about how we're trying to make this one more diverse and where you're recruiting new tour guides from?
That's a great question.
With the History Center, because
Sure.
There's always been people, we're at the Lincoln Building, people always give a tour. And there's always nice white tour guides from the History Center who come by and give tours.
That's a great comment, Karen. One of our focal points for this is to try to find minorities, specifically Black people, but minorities to get involved with this tour guide process. And this is part of the education, because keep in mind, we're talking about Juneteenth. We want to highlight what Juneteenth is all about and educate people. And you'll see that as a theme, I think, with all of our activities, it's about education. So we've solicited some folks from some churches. We've talked to some folks at Westchester University, and we're making some individual phone calls to individuals that might be interested in doing something like this. But the key is we're trying to make this so it's educational for all, and specifically to make sure that people of color are aware of the rich history we have right here, because so often it's not mentioned in our history books. But here's a great opportunity for us to not only to share the information, to provide the information, but for them to be part of the education also.
Hey, Mr. Nelson, I have a question for you. Did you reach out to anybody at Cheney University?
That's on our list. We reached out to one of the universities. We've got Cheney and we got Lincoln also. We're going to ask if they want to provide some students for that. So our focus is Westchester, but we're looking for individuals of color specifically. That doesn't exclude anybody when I say that, okay? But we're trying to make this an educational process. So yeah, Vincent, if you've got a contact there, I'd be happy to take it and we can run with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can make that happen for you.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Great. And Denise, who's working with Timmy, is from Westchester's Office of DEI. And our aha was that the students are usually on break, but the staff wants to help. So the staff and administrators who are there all summer, not the students so much, not the faculty, is what we're finding. And that's a great thing too. We'll take all the above.
Oh yeah, no question about it.
Yeah. All right, Carol, onward. Oh, you're on mute again. Unmute yourself. Thanks.
No, do we have any updates on the keynote speaker yet? Okay.
No, we got a keynote speaker coming. We just don't know who it is. How's that?
Okay, all right then. So we're also doing the religious celebration, and what that will look like is we've met with the ministerial staff in Westchester, and they have assured us that they are going to be speaking to their congregations and promoting the Juneteenth celebration within their churches. A script will be provided to them, also history about Juneteenth, and they will be encouraging their membership to attend. We also are starting on the actual day of Juneteenth. We're having a Juneteenth Freedom Festival, and it's going to start at 10 a.m. with the Westchester NAACP flag raising ceremony. and we'll be reading the Emancipation Proclamation. We'll be singing the Black Negro National Anthem. We'll have a contest also, and the participants who have been awarded or who won the contest will be given their prizes at that time. We are encouraging everyone to attend that ceremony. It's going to be really exciting. And then come back at 3 o'clock, where we're going to have the actual Juneteenth Freedom Festival. And you can help me out with that, Timmy, if you'd like, but it's going to look a little different, but basically we're going to have various activities. We're having games like Black Jeopardy and Black Family Feud, and anybody can participate. We're having a dance, we're having dance performances, we're having drumming performances, and we're having a meal. So we're hoping that people will come because it's right between that sweet hour between 3 and 6. And if you are provided a free meal, you can come learn about the history of Juneteenth, participate in activities, and support the Juneteenth festival.
I think Carol covered it very well. This is about inclusion. We're trying to bring people together to understand. We've talked about this before, and I'll just say it again. It's not rhetoric when I say this. You know, Black history is American history. And so we encourage everyone to attend, to be a part of this, to learn about our history. You know, and when I say our history, I mean inclusively our history. So we encourage you to be there. You see me and Carol already, you see our faces, so that's a starter for you. But when you get there, we'll introduce you to some more folks. So looking forward to you being there.
All right, Westchester. Any questions from anybody? Been doing some good planning. Mayor's been pushing, and you get good one. So how about up in Phoenixville?
Can I ask a quick question, Karen?
Yeah,
Is it possible to share the script that Carol that you're giving to the minister?
Yeah, we would love to share that countywide. Carol, are you coming up with it, or
it's already done. So
oh, thank you.
It's already done. So basically, I sent it to everyone, or I'll send it again because we did tweak it a little bit, but most definitely, you know.
Great, thank you.
Is it something that we can also post on the website?
Well, you can look at it and see if it's something like that, but let me.
So it's a resource we can, all right, if you want to send it, you know what, if you want, I don't know, Carol, that you have everybody.
I'm sure Carol can send it to the Westchester group and I can pass it along to the full group.
There you go.
Yeah.
Let me show it a little bit. Hold up. Give me 1 minute. I got it. Share screen. And
while you're doing that, I had a quick question.
Sure,
and I don't like being this person, but what do we have any precautions for security?
Sheriff Medex is on the committee.
Okay, yeah, because we are unfortunately in a time where there are people who don't want us to celebrate what we are celebrating, and you've just been watching the news the whole week. They kind of go through any lengths to make sure we don't. So
That's a great question. I'm glad you brought it up.
I am.
As Karen mentioned, Sheriff Maddox, our Chester County Sheriff, is on our committee, along with Mayor Lillian DeBaptiste. And both Sheriff Maddox and Mayor DeBaptiste have committed resources from the Sheriff's Department and from the Police Department.
And we would urge that throughout the land, I'm sorry to say. So it's the right question.
That's a great question, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
all right, so what you see on the screen is just a blurb that we created. So I took information from Alex's Voices Underground and also from what we're doing and also from history. So they're just speaking points. It's like an elevator speech. So it's something that you can have in your back pocket. Somebody asks questions. Here's the information. You know, what is Juneteenth? Bloom. Okay. Why is it important? Bloom. What is happening? This is for the Westchester community. But if you want to change that part there to reflect your area, that will be fine. And then, you know, the big question is people will say, well, why should I celebrate it? What's in it for me? You know, it's a time to celebrate community, unity, and understanding how the history of Juneteenth is vital to healing our community and our country. All right. So make sure you get these speaking points under your belt so that you can come back like bam, bam, bam. This is what we do. Okay, and this is why it's important. And this will be sent to you if you need it. Okay. No one's.
Thank
Were you
you.
also thinking of something more specific for the ministers, Keith, or is this?
Yes, something more specific will be given to them.
Yeah,
Okay,
for the
so we're
ministers.
working on that as
I would think.
well.
Yeah, yes.
It will
Okay.
be included, this information will be included though.
With some talking points to help them think, yeah.
Also the dates of the events and more stuff. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Plus we'll post it to share. That's all right. That way you can.
That's fine.
Great.
So
Other questions, comments? Yep, I like partnering. Don't recreate a wheel. So Keith and Teresa, what's going on in Phoenixville for Juneteenth that you know so far?
Keith, you want to talk or you want me to talk?
I talk too damn much, you talk.
Well, I don't agree with that statement, but we'll go on. So we are in the process of finalizing our schedule of the day and the events that are actually going to take place on the day. But what we have lined up so far, I'm going to jump right to the quilting one since that was the first one that popped up. We have a young lady who's going to be coming and helping anybody who's interested in creating a patchwork for the quilt. One we're calling a crazy quilt, which could just be for kids and whatever they want to do. And the other one we're calling a unity quilt for any adults who want to participate and have something like that and put it all together and have it displayed somewhere. We don't know where yet, but we're working on that. We have magicians lined up, our jazz band, African drummers, soul food trucks. This year we are working on offering a gospel choir concert on one of the days. We have street theater performers. We're also having a big raffle that hopefully all of the vendors will participate in, but specifically our local Black businesses. We have teamed up with the Colonial Theater this year. They're actually on the planning committee with us. And so we have a series of movies lined up throughout the month of June, like The Wiz, Emancipation, Summer of Soul.
Really? Good one.
Yeah, because The Wiz is actually like the 50th or 45th or something anniversary of The Wiz. It's a milestone year for The Wiz. So that one's definitely going to be shown on June 11th. I'll let you all know that. That's the only one I have the date for. But we're also working on In the Heat of the Night and Amazing Grace. So these are movies that we want to have throughout the month of June. And since June is also African American Music Month, that's why some of them are music related as well. We have reenactors coming for Harriet Tubman. I think I mentioned the drummers. And one of our committee members is working on a 70s party, which should be really fun.
Ooh, I remember the clothing then.
Yeah, so one of the concepts that we're expanding with this year, I mean, first of all, it's always been a collaborative event, but what we're trying to expand on this year is get businesses involved and have something during the month of June that's specific with their business, whatever their business may be, but have, restaurants maybe feature a soul food dish one particular day or other things like that. So the committee itself is just handling things from just that Sunday. All of our things would be just that Sunday. The other things are the other businesses and organizations that have agreed to do something, like participate in the 70s party or be the restaurant that, offers a soul food dinner or something of that nature. And that helps us spread everything out throughout the rest of the month of June. So everything's not just compact into the one day. We specifically chose Sunday because that's generally the day that we've been having it on. So we're trying to maintain that. And for folks who are actually off on Juneteenth Monday, they can, participate in maybe Westchester's or Coatesville's or anybody else's Juneteenth activities. So Keith and I have definitely been mentioning that to the committee that we want to spread things out. We've mentioned about how Chester County is doing a whole thing. And one of the ladies from the Colonial is going to be doing a complete schedule of everything that's going to be going on for Juneteenth, period, locally in Phoenixville. So folks will be able to see that. We will have our mayor this year. He guaranteed that last year he was away, but he guaranteed he'll be here this year. And what else? Did I miss anything, Keith?
I think you covered everything. You mentioned the music, you mentioned we're going to be trying, we have a couple of music venues in town. We're trying to get some African-American musicians to come in and play throughout the month. Yeah, I think you touched everything.
Oh, and we're having go ahead, Keith.
Are you on fish fry?
Yes, I was just gonna say that. We're having a fish fry and a
You're doing
barbecue.
When, what day?
Same day, June 18th.
So every Sunday.
18th. So it's all on Sunday up there.
Yes.
Sunday,
Yeah,
Sunday. Interesting.
I have a question.
Yes.
Did you get any pushback because Sunday is Father's Day?
We did not. You know,
That's
we had it that
awesome.
way last year. So, I mean,
That's
not
awesome.
yet. Let's put it that way. Not yet. So we're trying to keep it open. So if you want to bring your dad, you know, for a period of time, grab some food, enjoy some entertainment, and go do something else, you
Yeah.
still have that opportunity too.
That's awesome.
So I'm wondering with the food truck vendors, you got some good soul food truck vendors, it sounds like. Are they, so they're there on Sunday. You think they want some business Monday in Westchester?
Possibly.
Could you
We
be
can ask.
interested in sharing contacts?
Yeah.
Possibly.
Of course.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah,
I know
Teresa,
Westchester
you can
has some-
share that with us. That would be great.
Yeah, and I know Westchester has some great soul food trucks as well, because I know I tried to get one of them last year.
Right, right. Yeah, that might get us on a good
Absolutely,
trail.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So Teresa, for clarification, your events are happening on that Sunday for the most
Sunday.
part, right?
Yes.
Sunday is the big party.
Yes,
Okay.
Yeah.
Sunday is the big one.
Westchester's Monday.
Okay.
And then we have, you know, like June 11th, like I said, that's also Sunday. That's the definite day for the Whiz.
Right.
Thursday,
Here's cookie.
Thursday is the day I think we're trying to work out the choir and also a movie that same day. Oh, we also have steppers that we're working on coming
Steppers?
as well. And a drum line, you know,
All
which
right.
we do this year. Yes.
Question for you. Oh my gosh, my brain just went blank. Go ahead.
Okay.
So Teresa, here's the thing, just as a reminder for everyone, is that if you can send us, and I'm thinking it's gonna go to Lily, is that correct? But if
Lily,
you can send
yeah.
us the foundation, a template and the schedule of your events, so we can post it, and we can compile it and post it. That way we can all try to attend your events, and I'm looking forward to coming to Phoenixville.
That'd be great. Yeah, we're waiting on just a few confirmations from our entertainment type vendors. But then, yes, the schedule should be absolutely finalized very soon, and we can send that out for sure.
Awesome.
And you got the
thanks, Vincent.
website.
Yes, we are trying to go bigger. That's right.
Colonial. You have been doing Juneteenth in Phoenixville well for a long time. Do you remember when you all started, really?
Yes, that was actually one of our trivia questions from Blacklight Projects, who started Phoenixville celebrations in Juneteenth. And the actual person is Pamela Dunn. She's deceased now, but she started the first celebration that went downtown and everything. And that was back in 2004.
Okay.
So, and then once she passed, it kind of faded out. And then our Juneteenth committee collaboration, we got back together in 2020. Well, 2019, I should say, because we were starting with 400 years of African-American history within Phoenixville in 2019.
Right.
And then we just kept it going from there.
Good. Carol, did you remember your question? You're just going to call?
Yeah, I was just mesmerized by Teresa, so I'm good.
We'll hook up individually, then you guys can mesmerize together. That's all great. You're doing good.
Hey, Karen, for clarification, who do you want the details to go to? Who do you want the calendars to go to? To Lily and Jameson, or how you want that done?
Lily, well, yeah, either one, but lily@chescocf.org, and we'll send it around to everybody who's involved in the call.
Great. Okay.
I'll put it in the chat as well.
Wonderful.
LLY, yeah. That work, Jameson? Because Jameson's got 18 days left. And you said, Teresa, that the Colonial Theater is working on your calendar. Is that
Yes.
Ashley, or who is the
Their
Colonial?
marketing person put one together last year, just on her own, and now they're a part of the committee this year. So she's definitely going to put that together for all of the things throughout the entire month of June.
Is that Emily?
Yes.
Emily Simmons?
Yes.
Yeah, we're not related, but that's
Okay.
what. All right, but now we can remember, okay? So we can reach out to. Good, thank you.
Absolutely.
All right, so we'll go from the north of Chester County to Kennett Square and south of Chester County. Lynn, Michael, who else is on here? You want to talk about what's going on in the Kennett region?
Michael, correct me if I'm wrong. Are we starting with a Friday night service at one of the churches? Do you remember?
Oh, you know what? I can share my screen
Yeah, I have
because
the, I was
I
gonna say
pulled up
there's
the
a
notes you all
timeline.
sent. This might help, if I can find my share screen. Sorry, I did pull up the notes because somebody sent them in case they couldn't be here today. Wow, you think I could share my own screen? So it's interesting because when you're talking about the events, we also, does this help at all? Ooh, it's kind of small. This is what we sent around, and then I think you were from the last meeting at the library. Does this look familiar?
I'm just seeing Teams
Oh,
screen.
I'm sorry. That doesn't help at all. What am I doing, stupid? The team screen. Sorry. Try again. So what I'm hearing is that Kennett is Saturday for its celebration, Phoenixville is Sunday, and Westchester is Monday. So I think that's pretty good.
Actually, we're introducing a speaker series this year. The Heritage Center is.
Yeah.
And our board member, Ken Johnston, walking artist Ken Johnston, will be giving a talk called A Pilgrimage to Freedom, Tracing the Footsteps of Harriet Tubman from Maryland to Canada.
Oh.
He just completed the last leg to Canada last summer, and if you're a friend on Facebook, you could follow him and meet the people that he talked to along the way. But that's what he's going to be giving his talk on the 11th, the weekend before Juneteenth, at 3 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon at Friends Meeting House, Kenneth Friends Meeting House. And that way we can we'll take that opportunity to promote the events that are going to happen the following weekend. And there's our schedule for.
Yeah, why don't we talk it through a bit? Because I think we just got some ideas here.
Yeah, so on Friday night, that's the interfaith worship service, I guess. I'm not sure that they've chosen a church yet. And like you just said, Karen, most of our events are on Saturday, beginning with Leon, our former mayor, Leon Spencer, leading the gospel choir in the park, in our park, Anson B. Nixon Park. You have a time on that, Karen?
I think they were talking around 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yes.
11-ish.
And then followed by the poetry slam in the park, which I think this will be the third year that they've done that. Led by Bella Hansen,
who's a senior at Kennett High School.
Right. 1 o'clock, Ken Johnston is leading a walk on the establishment of the African American community in Kennett Square. We haven't finalized the details on that, but definitely 1 o'clock. We got that penciled in. That should be 2 o'clock, I think, for the.
It is now.
Yeah. So it's actually Dr. Gooch giving a talk, which she has titled "Think Emancipation" with an exclamation point, and then "Think Juneteenth." If you don't know who she is, she's the author of at least 2 books. Formerly, she was a professor or even a board member at Lincoln University. I got to get this right because she caught me off guard one year. I was unable to introduce her properly, so I need to bone up on her credentials. But she's written a book called The Hinsonville Heroes, and that's about the African American soldiers from the Lincoln University area, Oxford, that served in the Civil War, and the aftermath of the hardships that they suffered, and the lack of care that they got once they were discharged. Another book she's written is called On Africa's Lands, and I think that's about the missionaries the people that were encouraged to go resettle in Africa. But anyway, she's very knowledgeable, and she'll be giving that talk in conjunction with the appearance and question and answer period with the reenactors from the Company B of the 54th Massachusetts African American soldiers. And they bring books, artifacts, pictures, a very knowledgeable group of men, regardless of which members of their company come. They're always very just mesmerizing to listen to. Do we have anything? I'm just so small. Do we have anything later in the day? I think that's it for Saturday. Oh no, sorry. Let Michael talk about
Michael, what are
Flash.
you doing on Sunday, Michael?
Yeah, Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's I don't think I have anything anything on Saturday necessarily, though I will be
You'll be in the
available
park helping
in
out
the
with the sound.
afternoon. Yeah, I'll be available and around for all the events. But so Sunday at the Kennett Flash, we're gonna host Leon Spencer's, I think, quartet, he said, and they're gonna do a free concert, like an hour set, a 60-minute set, followed by an open mic that he will host. So that way people can come out, and then whether they want to perform or do poetry, or Leon said that I asked him about people being able to sit in, like if they played drums, could they come sit in with his band for as part of the open mic. So he's open to all those ideas. And it'll just be a cool opportunity for people to come out, and if they they can see a free show, and then also perform or present. We usually say one song or 5 minutes, or so whichever comes first. And depending on how many people we are, we could keep it going for a little while, go through the list a couple of times. So, but if we get a big turnout, we want to be able to provide an opportunity for everybody to do or perform something, and then without keeping people here till 8 p.m.
And I'll speak for the Kennett Underground Railroad Center. They're offering a bus tour starting at 1 o'clock, leaving from the visitor center in front of the entrance to Longwood Gardens. The bus tours on the Underground Railroad goes to a number of sites with a knowledgeable tour guide talking about the people that live there and the events that happened along the way. It's not a free bus tour. It's I think it will be on Eventbrite. I'm pretty sure it will be, and people can buy tickets there for that tour, because they take a small bus, because some of the places they go will not allow a bigger bus, like a coach bus or a school bus. So they take a 25-seat bus. So that's what we're doing in Kennett.
Yeah, the other thing in Kennett is the library sent over the logo based on the Voices Underground Juneteenth and added Kennett Square to the bottom. So I believe that's the logo they're talking about using tentatively at this point. And Westchester is also using one based on this, but Carol redesigned it with the Westchester Courthouse in the middle, and a little bit of refinements as well. So we'll post those on the website too when we get them. Vincent, what's going on in Coatesville? Do you know anything at all yet?
I was just texting my Parks and Recreation group to see if we have anything online to send out and show you guys. But as far as I know, the project that I mentioned earlier with the gravesite, that's one thing that we're looking to push on Juneteenth. Another cool idea was to essentially highlight many of the Black artists or Blacks in healthcare, Black ministries in Coatesville, and so forth, to pretty much let the community know who's who and Black history within Coatesville. The Greater Deliverance Church, one of our churches in Coatesville, they hosted an event during Black History Month called A Blast from Our Black Past. And again, they highlighted those in healthcare. They had a very cool presentation on people like W.C. Atkinson and Chief Beverly Burton. It was really nice, that presentation that they had on. So maybe we could kind of incorporate that within our Juneteenth celebration. But as far as I know, not too much detail right now on where we're going with it. But I'm pretty sure within the next couple of weeks we should have some things rolled out for you guys.
I would say this is the year that the rest of the county seems to start a little bit earlier. So
Yeah.
it's good. Yeah. I mean, just to kind of line things up and get some partnerships going. So
Mhm.
yeah, I'm looking forward to what's coming out of Coatesville. And I think what Ajane has been helping a lot with it too. So yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. I just sent the text over while everyone was
Where is
doing their
he?
presentation. Yeah. Where are you guys? I need you.
Look
But
at it.
yeah, it's
Good.
pretty promising. I think the Gray site is going to be one of the major ones.
Okay.
Um,
That's a new one.
and if
Yeah.
we could get any support throughout the county, that would be awesome.
Okay.
Hey,
Okay.
Vincent, that's a great idea. And you guys highlighting the Atkinson Center and
Yeah.
WC Atkinson, that's a great
It is.
also.
I
Right?
know.
That's a lot of that's another one of our history issues that people don't know about. You know,
Mhm.
so I mean, he made a huge difference in Coatesville. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The other thing too is that we talked, Karen talked about the logo for Kennett Square. I mean, and I think just remind everyone, you have the option of taking this logo and modifying it to add your name, or
Logo.
whatever you want it, to adding your name to at least, so we can recognize your activities via your logo also, and we can collect those, of course.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
collect them, use them in promo, using the Voices Underground logo and just just customize it with Coatesville on it if you'd like. Yeah. And actually,
Yeah.
Stephanie, can you talk a little bit about what's going on with Lincoln and Longwood and Voices?
Yeah,
That'd be
our-
great.
Yeah, our project manager should be going on. We just hired her, I think, a couple weeks ago. So I was hoping she would join today.
She was in our last call, wasn't she? What's her
Yeah,
name?
she was. Yeah.
Was she? Okay, I missed last
Yeah.
call.
I
So
forget what's her
hopefully
name, Stephanie.
April.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Lincoln, I think they're still planning this Sunday. Welcome table. I'm not sure they've locked in who the speaker is yet for that. But that'll be similar to last year's event. And then Friday evening will be the Longwood event as well. I think they're doing this centered around fashion. So there's a speaker who's going to come on and speak about a fashion lecture, and then they are planning to do a fashion show as well.
Right.
I think other than that, the only thing that I've heard that probably will happen is Saturday evening at the Creamery. There may be
Yes.
like a beer pairing and maybe some performances on the stage. I think that's still coming together. in the
And that's
works.
why we left the Saturday open after the celebration in the park. 'Cause
Right.
it's the Creamery. So Friday at Longwood, Saturday at the Creamery with evening stuff. And then
Evening.
Sunday, the welcome table at Lincoln. And the welcome table is actually the dinner, right? It's more
Yeah.
noonish thing.
Yes, afternoon. Yeah, I think 4 or
Okay.
5 o'clock-ish.
Okay. Got it. All right. That helps to keep it all together. Good. And so it looks like the big celebrations are all on separate days right now, which is kind of cool. So that works.
Yeah,
So
definitely
far, so
trying.
good. Yeah, and then in Kennett, keeping it open for the Creamery on Saturday night. That's really good. So after folks go out in the park during the day. And the Creamery is sort of a free and open to the public thing, or no?
Yes, that'll be free, open to the public. And yeah, we're purposely making sure we want to support, the iMatter and the Poetry Slam in the afternoon. So
Good,
that'll be
good.
the only thing going on.
And
for
then
us.
the Longwood event and the welcome table are ticketed events
Yes,
with a higher price tag.
yes.
Okay. Okay, that helps put it all together.
I think that's actually great on the Friday night that the Flash is doing, their event as well, because I think it gives people options if the tickets are kind of an issue. I know there'll be different price points.
Yeah, thanks for sticking to that schedule for your big events, because we were trying to work around that to be able to let people go to all different kinds of things and have things for free as well as higher paid and whatever work. So that's great. Okay, good. Did I miss any part of the county? Did we get it? Any other questions? Kimberly and Cookie, I saw you peek in there. Anything to say, Cookie? Carol did the presentation and included you already, Cookie, at the Melton Center.
No, that's good. I'm good.
Okay. And we got some food truck ideas for you, by the way, from Phoenixville. So Carol's all excited with Teresa from Phoenixville with the soul food trucks. So that should work too, maybe. Right, Teresa? Maybe. Kimberly, do you have questions and ideas? No. Anybody else for the good of the order?
Oh, sorry. No,
okay.
Taking it all in, it all sounds wonderful.
Does. It sounds like it's going to be a great Juneteenth year. And when we start to get the events on the central calendar and start to co-promote them, I think it'll be really good. But thank
Well,
you.
just, may I just ask, as far as being on an email list, I know some things were put in the chat, thank you, links, but does anything get sent to email, or how do you guys stay in touch outside, or?
For the planning set, we can put you on an email list, if you want to put your email in the chat.
Okay,
And then
great.
it'll all be out on social media to promote it to the public.
Okay, good, because I couldn't see, unfortunately, I've got a big thing in the middle of my screen, so I couldn't see most of those things that were put up for the days of the events.
Yep, no, well, you'll see it all on social media, so you should start to, yeah, as long as we can get some of the information to you and you start to like and friend, you should get all kinds of good information.
Okay, great, but I will stick my email in the chat.
Yeah, and
Thank
Lily
you.
and Jameson will pick it off with anybody else just to make sure you get it.
Great, thank you so much.
Okay. Any other questions for the good of the order?
I just want to say I just want to again thank Jameson for all the work she's done. I'm going to really miss you, Jameson. And welcome,
Yeah.
Lily.
Yeah.
You're wonderful, and so all success down in Baltimore. Just be well, and thank you again.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Kate.
I'm glad I was able
Thank
to be a part of the group. I wish I had more time, but that life happens. So I'm glad that I can help set everyone up for success in June. Maybe come back myself. I would love to attend some of these Juneteenth celebrations. So
I think you're going to have to also tell us what Baltimore's doing.
Yeah.
Jameson, to be
Yeah.
really clear, because Baltimore and Philly can be some pretty knockout cities for Juneteenth. So yeah, we'll get some good ideas and send them up. And Jameson's last formal event with us is Sweet Charity on March 28th. I think she'll be eating a lot of cupcakes if you're lucky. So you'll see her there for her swan song. All right. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate you coming in. And Ms. Hinton, who just came in, we're just ending. So if you want to stay on the line and catch up, well, we can do that too. All right.